guys, I'm Kaitlyn. I'm a physio from Square One, and we have the lovely Laura here, which is going to demonstrate the class we're going to do today. So what I'll take you through is half an hour Pilates mat class, just using everything we have in our equipment that you can purchase off us. So it'll include a foam roller, a long THERABAND, a loop band, a chi ball and a slider. So I'll show you what you can do at home, something nice and quick, but that'll work the whole body, basically. So, ready to get into it?
Sure am.
So what we'll start with, Laura, I'll get you lying on your back. Now if you're at home, just find some space that you can work lying down with to begin with. And if you have something like a pillow or a towel, it might be nice to put underneath your head. Alright, so what we'll go into, let's use the foam roller which you'll find in your pack. So it's just a half foam roller, but you're going to place this underneath bra strap line, Laura. Or for the men at home, nipple line, as I like to use. Your hands are going to be behind your head. Now you can just start with your hips down, legs bent up. You're just going to lean back over the foam roller and then coming back up. So just slightly moving forwards and backs just to start to mobilize our thoracic, our upper back, into that extension movement to prime and prep ourselves for the exercises to come. And it can be quite a nice exercise, particularly if you do a lot of desk work at home and you might be feeling a little bit stiff in your upper back as well. Right, perfect. We'll go for one more here. Good, and you're just going to come up to that start position there. Now you can lift your bottom off the ground just a little bit and just roll up and back. So just staying just above nipple line and just below. We don't want to be rolling down into our lower back because we already have that nice curve. This is just to help mobilize the muscles and your joints in your upper back. Good, so we'll go up and back one more time. Brilliant. How are you feeling, Laura?
Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah, perfect. And coming back down. Now, if this is too strong for you at home lying over the foam roller, you can just get a bigger pillow behind you. So when you're taking your head back, it's not hanging in space. You can rest it down on the pillow as well. All right, so what we'll move into now is a book opening. So Laura's going to lie on her left side. And what we're going to do is use the foam roller in this today. So you're going to place it underneath your top leg, which is going to be bent up to 90 degrees. Your bottom leg will just be out long. So just find a nice comfy position there. What this does is it really locks in your lower back here. So what you would do, I might get you to shuffle down just a tiny bit, Laura, just so you don't crash to the wall. Yeah, good. Now what you're going to do, guys, arms are going to be out long like Laura is here. You're going to inhale, take your arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, follow it behind you as far as you can go and just following it with your gaze. Good. You're going to inhale it back up to the ceiling, exhale back to your starting position. Perfect. And we're going to go for a total of 6 reps here, Laura. So now, after we've taken our upper back into that extension movement to mobilize, we're taking it through rotation. Again, it can feel particularly nice if you do a lot of desk work at home. And it just helps open up the shoulders, open up the front of the chest for the exercises to come as well. It's a nice dynamic warm-up to begin with. Good, and Laura's doing a really good job at really wrapping from the ribs, so not just letting it come primarily from the shoulder. Perfect. Were you counting, Laura?
One more.
Good. So just taking your time with this at home, guys. You're then going to roll over into your other side. So for the sake of the video, Laura will switch to her heads up the other end. But if you're at home, just rolling over to the other side is fine. Good. And again, bottom leg out long, top leg bent over the foam roller. Good. Finding that nice comfy position, knee up nice and high so it's locking in your lower back. So it's just primarily your upper back that'll be moving. Good, inhale, top arm up to the ceiling, exhale, take it over here. Good. And you might find that one way works a little bit better than the other, and that's okay. It's nice to find out these things about our body when we're doing movements like this. It just might mean you can do a couple of extra reps here as well. Now, if you have any kind of neck or shoulder issues going on, bending the arms and keeping them behind your head is also a nice option. So Today Laura will keep it as this because this is the appropriate level for her, but few if you need, you just keep your hands stuck behind the back of your head and opening up from the elbows as I'm demonstrating here. Good, that should be feeling quite nice for you, Laura.
Yes.
Good. Perfect. Good, we'll go for one more here. And I'm just going to facilitate Laura around, so just giving her a little bit more of a stretch, just gently. Good. And then coming back up. So Laura, just stay where you are at home, guys. You're going to roll over onto your back. And you're going to get out the chi ball in your Pilates kit. Alright, so we'll take the foam roller away for now. Chi ball is going to go underneath the bony bit of your bottom, so your sacrum. So just fiddle around with it. So what I want you to feel when you're laying on the chi ball, guys, is you want your spine to be in a bit of a banana shape, so hanging down like a hammock. I don't want it to be flaring your ribs, so if you feel like that's happening, take the ball a little bit lower. Alright, so this is quite a good position for Laura. Okay, what we will do is you're going to think of a slight core activation of the tummy, so your transverse abdominis, that TA, drawing your belly button down to your spine. You're going to inhale one leg up to tabletop position, exhale, float it back down. Good, and you're going to alternate legs, so we're going to go for 10 reps here. Good. And because we're on the chi ball today, it's going to be that little bit harder to keep your pelvis level, and you really want to focus on your hip bones up to the ceiling the whole time. Good. So Laura's doing quite a good job at this. You'll notice if it gets a little bit too hard for you is when you start doming through the stomach, so you're really bracing through all your abdominals. If that's the case, coming off the chi ball and doing this without can also be helpful. Good. Brilliant. So this is just prepping the movements for what's going to come as well. So we start lightly. Now Laura will float one leg up, the other leg will float up, then the starting leg will float down, last leg will float down. Good. Then floating one leg up, other leg up, one leg down, other leg down. So up, up, down, down. Basically, that's what I like to call it. Don't like to overcomplicate things. And again, now you're going to be starting to feel that this is quite a little bit harder on your abdominals now, so the intensity will be increasing gradually. So a little bit more awareness now of drawing those ribs down towards the mat, keeping them nice and soft. Good. Perfect. And how are you going there, Laura?
Yeah, good. It's challenging.
Yeah, it looks easy, but you should be working quite hard through the tummy. And when Laura's finished here, she's going to hang with just her legs in that tabletop position. Now what we're going to go into is called a toe tap. So you'll inhale, dip your toe down towards the mat, exhale, bring it back up. Good. And you're going to alternate legs. And I want you to imagine like there's a puddle of water on the ground and you're just dipping your toe down into it and then bringing it back up. So you can see with Laura, the movement is primarily coming from the hip. The knee angle is actually not changing at all. And this is even harder again on your abdominals, so really drawing the ribs down, keeping your shoulders nice and soft as well, melting away from the ears. Sometimes we tend to use our upper body to help brace when we're working hard. Good, Laura, let's go for 3 more. 2, good, and 3. Now you can hug your knees into your chest here, guys, just have a bit of a break. Next, what we're going to go into is what we call a single leg extension. So your legs will be up in that tabletop position. Good. You're going to inhale, straighten your right leg out long. Exhale, bring it back in. Swap, inhale, take your left leg out long. Exhale, bring it back in. We're going to go for 12 here, Laura. I'll get you to keep count for me. Now you'll notice with this, everyone at home, that the lower you take your leg, the harder it's going to be on your abdominals. So I'll leave it up to you about how high you want to leave your leg. You want to make sure that you're controlling your trunk the whole time, like Laura is here. Ribs are staying down. If you notice you're arching a little bit, you need to bring your leg up a bit higher. Perfect. Good. Good. One more here. Perfect. And hug your knees into your chest. Now, for those at home that find that quite a good level, continue with that for one more set of 12. Otherwise, we're going to do 12 double leg extensions. Now, this one's a lot stronger on your tummy. If you have any lower back niggles, I'd probably just stay with a single leg for now if it's not your thing. Otherwise, your legs are going to be stuck together. Laura's going to inhale as she straightens both her legs. Exhale, comes back to that tabletop position. Now, Laura can keep them up high. She will find whatever level works for you. If this is easy, take your legs out nice and low. Good. So you'll notice you need a lot more abdominal control now. Laura's working quite hard here, so this should be challenging. Again, if it's not challenging enough for you, you need to lower your legs. Yeah, good. Perfect. Good. And remember to keep breathing, guys. Melting down through the shoulders. Yeah, great. Good, good, good. Perfect. How are you going, Laura? I know this is a lot of work. You're doing really well. Good. And when you're finished at home, guys, just hug your knees into your chest and roll around side to side. It can be a nice stretch for your lower back, especially after this exercise. Good. How are you feeling?
Good. Working out.
Have a breather. We'll take the chi ball out from underneath the sacrum now. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to now place the chi ball in between your shoulder blades, just at the back here. And you're still going to be lying down on the mat. Now, up to you whether you want to keep the pillow behind you or not, depending on your upper back mobility. It's up to you. Laura's going to take her hands behind her head. We're going to go into something called a chest lift now. So Laura's going to start in that neutral spine position a little bit further back. She's going to exhale, curl up into a chest lift. Inhale, straighten her arms out. Good. Exhale, come up a little bit higher. Inhale, take the arms behind the head. Exhale, roll back down. So there's a bit of a coordination with the breathing, but we'll see how you go. Good. Exhale, up. Inhale, arms out long. Exhale, come up a little bit higher. Take your hands behind your head and lower back down. Good. When you're ready, exhaling up. Good. Inhale, arms out long. Exhale, come up that little bit higher. Take your hands behind your head and roll back down. Good. Let's go for 4 more here. You have 4 more in you, Laura?
Yeah, do.
Good. Coming up. Arms out long. Come up a little bit higher. Arms behind your head and then coming back down. Good. So this one here, guys, is I'm doing this chest lift with the arm variation to keep you in that position longer time under tension for your tummy. It just helps work your abdominals that little bit harder than your traditional chest lift. And what the chi ball does is it helps facilitate it, makes it that little bit nicer if you've got, some neck pain or anything going on there. It can be quite assistive. Good. How are you going, Laura? Good work. Pressing down through the heels can help facilitate a bit of glute activation in this as well. And when you're finished, just lying back over the ball. Nice. Nice work. Working hard?
Yes.
Alrighty, we'll roll off the ball, have a breather. Okay, so everyone at home, what we're going to go into next is called a crisscross. Now this can be quite challenging with the chi ball. It's a bit of coordination for you as well. Good, so what we'll do is you're going to be in the same chest lift position. So your hands are going to be behind your head. Laura's legs are going to be bent up into a tabletop position. You're going to place the chi ball in between the legs. Good. What you're going to do, bend your knees towards you. You're going to take left elbow to your right knee and squish the chi ball against it. Good. Straighten out the opposite leg and swap. Breathing in and then exhale to come back around. So what Laura's going to do is you're going to curl up, squish the chi ball against the leg, straightening out the opposite, coming up, stay lifted, swap to the other side, and extend. Just 3 more there, Laura. It's hard work. Good. 2. So Laura's working quite hard. 1 more time, and come together and relax. Good. Where are you feeling that the most, Laura?
Just right here.
In your tummy.
Right in my abs.
Yep. So that's exactly where I want you feeling it at home. If it's a bit much for you, you can do the crisscross again without the chi ball. What the chi ball does, it just adds in that extra challenge as well. So you have to curl up that little bit higher. All right, now Laura, what we're going to do is we're going to do that 1 more time, but without the chi ball. So you won't need to bring your elbows as close to your knees now. Legs will be in tabletop. Laura's going to curl up into a chest lift, turn towards one knee, straighten out the other, and swap. Inhale, exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale to the other side. Good. And you're going to be rotating from your upper body. Good. And now this one, you won't need to touch your elbows to your knees, so just keeping your elbows out wide. Perfect. 2 more. 1 and 2. Hold and lower. Nice work, guys. Cool. Great. All right, what we'll move on to next, Laura, let's go into using our loop band. Okay, so you'll find this in your pack as well, and we're just going to do some glute exercises with this. So you're going to place this band just above your knees. So you're going to stay lying on the ground. Home, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do, you're going to have feet stuck together. Good, and your knees to be stuck together in this position, arms out to the side. And we're going to go into an exercise called a bent knee fallout, but now we're using a band, you're going to get a little more activation through the hips. So what you're going to do is you're going to inhale to prepare. As you breathe out, you're going to take your right leg down to the side, keeping your left pointing up towards the ceiling, and then inhaling to come back in. Exhale, now take your left knee out to the side, right stays completely still. Inhale, coming back in. Good, so it's exhale, rotating from the thigh out, inhale, coming back in. And I'm going to get Laura to go for another 6 altogether, if that's okay. Now, once you want the guys at home to focus on keeping your hips nice and level, so your hip bone should be sinking down into the mat the whole time. The challenge with this with the band is you have to use your tummy a little bit more now to keep the leg that's not rotating out pointing straight up to the ceiling the whole time. So really working our hip external rotators and glutes in this exercise. Nice. How are you feeling, Laura? You know, I appreciate it looks quite easy, but you should be working quite hard through the tummy in this. Good. Okay, so now let's take your feet hip width apart. So we're going to have about this much space in between them. Legs are still going to be bent up like Laura is. Now we're going to go into bridging. So I usually recommend to get rid of the pillow or the towel that's underneath your head, just because you'll be too flexed in that top position. You're going to inhale to prepare. As you breathe out, guys, flattening your lower back down into the mat, peeling your hips up to the ceiling into a bridge position, rolling up through the spine. Good. Inhaling at the top, then melting down through the sternum, and you're just going to roll down through the spine like you're trying to melt each vertebrae down into the mat. Relax everything at the bottom. Good. Inhale to prepare. As you breathe out, rolling your pelvis back, taking your hips up to the ceiling. Now you'll notice Laura has this nice gap in between her knees the whole time, so she's keeping tension on the loop band. And you just want to keep this energy in between the knees, so I don't want you moving your knees in and out as you're rolling up and down. So legs stay completely still, grounding down through the heels, peeling up. Nice work, Laura. We're going to go for another 6 here. And you will notice that you can place a little bit of pressure down through your hands. That'll help engage your posterior chains, or all the muscles on the back of your spine. Can help facilitate with this as well. Good. And you really want to be squeezing your bottom in this. So this exercise is really good for your hamstrings, glutes. And the rolling up and down through the spine helps facilitate a lot of spinal mobility as well. Good. And you'll notice here that Laura isn't arching her back in that top position. So when she's at the top, her body's in a straight line. If you feel like you're arching a little bit too much for the ribs, draw them down in that top position. But Laura's doing a really good job here and just keeping her shoulders nice and soft. Good. How are you going?
Yeah, fine.
Good.
Feels really nice.
Yeah, it should feel quite nice. Brilliant. What are you up to, Laura? Are you counting?
Got one more.
Cool. Brilliant. Good. Perfect. Good form. Laura's doing a really good job here.
Putting the weight in my heels is really helping me stabilise my legs.
Yeah, so Laura's saying placing weight down through the heels is really, help activating through the back of her legs and through her glutes. So that's a nice way of thinking when you're doing the bridge at home as well, just to help facilitate that movement. We'll shimmy off the bands. All right, what we'll do now is I'll get you to dig into your pack and you're going to pull out the green long THERABAND. Okay, so what we're going to do is an exercise called leg circles. Now it's quite nice to get some hip mobility. So Laura's left leg's going to be out long. She's going to hook this around her right leg and she's going to hold the ends of the band. Alright, so we'll place the towel back underneath your head just for comfort. Okay, so you can have your leg straight here. So Laura has quite good hamstring length. If this is uncomfortable, you can have a slight bend in the knee. Alright, for you, Laura, though, I think, are you comfortable here with a slight bend?
Yes.
That looks good. So what you're going to do is you're going to inhale your leg across your body just slightly. Exhale, drop it down, rotate it out into a circle, and then coming back up to your starting position. And you can use some tension on the band to help control that movement and help facilitate your leg around. So with the bands, you're not working as hard, but you should still be using your tummy to keep your hips level. Now you'll notice with Laura, her hip never lifts off the mat as she takes her leg across her body. So this is your ability to move your legs independently of your trunk, which is really important for force transfer. And you can keep a slight awareness, just lightly pressing down into the band the whole time, and it just lightly engages the back of your hamstrings as well. Good, Laura's going to do one more here. And she's going to reverse the direction for another 3. So now you're going to inhale, take your leg out away from your body. Exhale, bring it down across your body and back up to the starting position. Good. And your upper body should just maintain nice and relaxed, nice and soft through the neck. Yeah, good. And if you have clicky hips or anything, just lower the size of your circle. So just keep it quite a small circle and it will be quite nice for you. Good. Alrighty, swapping over to the other leg, guys. Alternatively, you can also have the leg that's not working bent up, but for Laura's case, she's okay with a straight leg, but you can bend it up if it's a bit more comfortable. Good, inhaling across the body, exhaling, coming back up and around. Laura's hips are staying level, they're pointing up towards the ceiling the whole time. Her ribs melting down into the mat. So she's got really good trunk control while she's doing this. So hip mobility and trunk stability in this. And because the THERABAND's quite stretchy, you can just hang your leg into it as well. And it can be quite a nice feeling.
Nice, yeah.
Brilliant. One more here, then we'll reverse the direction. Good. Inhaling out to the side away from your body. Exhale down, swing your leg around and back up to the center. Good. Bit of a click there. So that can be normal, guys. If you get a bit of a click, just limit your circle so it's comfortable. Good. Good, and you'll be getting a bit of a hamstring stretch as well through here. Good. Perfect. One more here. And then we're going to come up into a seated position, guys, just on the mat where you are. Alright, we'll just move you back a little bit there. Alright, yeah. So, now Laura is going to hook the band underneath her feet here. She's going to hold onto the ends. If you're comfortable sitting in a long sitting position, so legs out long and straight, you can do that. Are you comfortable in that position,
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Okay, just straighten your legs out a little bit more. And we're going to hook the band under here. Brilliant. Okay, alternatively, if your hamstrings are a little tight, bend in the knees like that is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some seated rows. So you can decide the tension on the band. The further away you hold at the end, the easier it is. The closer you hold to the feet, the harder it is. And what we're going to do, we're going to just do your ordinary rows. So you're going to bring your shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, sweep your elbows down beside your ribs. Good. Inhale, control it back out to that starting position. Good. That is perfect form there. Her shoulders are staying nice and soft away from her ears. Trunk is upright. You'll notice she's not rocking as she's rowing. Good. And you really just want to feel your shoulder blades coming together at the back there. So getting your rhomboids activating all your muscles behind your shoulder blades working nice. Good. Perfect. Another 6 here, Laura?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. So Laura's just holding a little bit closer in to get a little bit of a greater resistance there. That's okay. Good. Really squeezing your shoulder blades back together, guys. Inhaling out, exhaling, taking your elbows beside your ribs. Tempo is really good here. That time under tension is what's going to grow your strength. So if you pump through these movements really quickly, you probably find it quite easy. But just keeping that nice slow tempo that Laura has here, you'll find you'll work quite hard through the back of your shoulder blades. And you'll get some into your biceps as well. So now, Laura is going to row with her right arm only like she just did, and then turn behind her. So getting a bit of thoracic rotation. Good, inhaling back to the starting position. Exhale, left arm is going to rotate and pull. Good. So now just the same row as before, sitting up nice and tall, but you're just getting that added rotation throughout the ribs, similar to your book opening earlier on, but now it's with resistance. So working into your intercostals, your obliques, and back of the shoulder blade. And you're just going to go for one more either side here. Good. And you'll notice Laura is growing tall through the crown of the head the whole time. She hasn't lost any of her height here. Perfect. Come on up. We're going to use the slider now, guys. So I'll move the mat out of the way. So if you're on carpet at home, this would be good. If you're on something a little bit more grippy, you can put the sock over the top as well. So what Laura's going to do is her left leg's going to be here, right leg is going to be standing onto the slider. Okay. And what Laura's going to do, she's going to bend down into a squat as she takes her right leg out to the side. Good. Coming back up. So the breathing I like to do with this is inhaling down, exhale, ground through that left heel, push straight back up. Challenging. And you'll notice Laura's doing a really good job at keeping her left knee pointing forwards the whole time, so it's not bending in as she's coming down, so having really good hip and knee control. 3 more here, Laura. Good. 2, 3. So really good control here. Now we're going to swap, so your right leg will be on the ground, left is now on the slider. So just getting a body position, hip width apart, slight bend to start off with. Take your left leg out to the side as you dip down and back up. Good. You'll find there's a point of no return, guys, so just keep the slider in that range you're comfortable with. Good. Just keeping the weight into that right heel, sitting back like you're going to sit down into a chair, trunk up nice and tall. Laura's form here is really, really good. We're going to go for another 3, Laura. You doing okay?
Yes. I need to concentrate.
Good. Three, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do another 8 either side. So this is really good for glutes and quads, and also lower limb motor control. Now Laura's got a bit of a heart rate up here, breathing quickly, and that's good. I want you to be feeling this at home too. If you're not, do another set of this as well. Good. All right, we'll go again. So left on the ground, right on the slider. Hands where you're comfortable, whether they're on your hips or out in front like Laura has. Good. Lunging down, sliding out and back up. So you'll primarily be working through the leg that's not moving on the slider, but you'll notice you'll get a little bit of inner thigh activation as well as you're bringing the slider back up nice and tall. Good. Hips stay facing forward the whole time. Brilliant. And curling back up. Good. What are you up to there, Laura?
2 more.
Good. You're doing well. Perfect. Have a bit of a breather at home, guys. And then when you're ready, we're going to swap to the other side. So this is a really nice one in increasing some strength in your legs as well as control in space, and knowing where your body is in space. And that's actually quite important, especially as we age as well, to prevent things like falls and whatnot. Good. Perfect. Laura's doing a really good job here. I can tell she's working hard. You can really exhale, press down through the heel as you're standing up. Good.
2 more.
Good. 1 more here. Perfect. Good. You can put the slider away. All right. We'll stand up tall now, guys. So we'll do this one to finish with Laura. We're going to inhale, and as we breathe out, we're just going to roll down through our spine, following our gaze. Arms are heavy. We're just going to peel all the way back down, like we're peeling up and over a picket fence. You can bend your legs at the bottom here. Inhale at the bottom. As you breathe out, you're going to tuck your tailbone under as if you had a tail and you're just putting it in between your legs. You're going to peel up segment by segment, shoulders stay soft. You're going to bring your arms up into a little W position, send them high above you, and then bringing them back down. Perfect. We're going to go through that roll down 1 more time. So it's like an ant rolling down your top. You're just following it with your gaze, staying rounded through your spine, peeling up and over that picket fence. Good. Inhaling at the bottom here. Exhale, tuck your tailbone underneath, peeling up segment by segment. Good. So Laura's got really good spinal mobility here. Shoulders staying soft. Head coming up. Taking your arms up to the ceiling. Good. And then back down beside you. Great. Thank you for following along at home, guys. That's the 30-minute session using the Pilates Pack. Thank you, Laura. How are you feeling?
Great.
Good. So it should be a bit of a workout, and there'll be more to come. Thank you.